Albert Gallatin was born in 1761 and he lived until 1849. He was a prominent personage in the early period of our nation. Educated in Geneva, Switzerland, he came to our shores in 1780 and became a merchant, professor at Harvard, and a land speculator in northwestern Pennsylvania. He served as Secretary of the Treasury for President Jefferson from 1801 through 1814. That is the longest we have ever had anybody serve as the Secretary of the Treasury. He then served as the Minister of France under President Madison. He served also for James Monroe as the minister to Great Britain from 1826 to 1827 and finished out working for John Quincy Adams in his term. So he was very closely related and working with these early four presidents in our country. He worked to bring a quick end to the War of 1812, the war with Great Britain. He was prominent in the peace negotiations with Great Britain and drew up the Treaty of Ghent. The National Road actually was our very first national highway in this country. It started, as I say, at Cumberland, Maryland. It worked its way northwest across the southwestern corner of Pennsylvania and what is now West Virginia to Wheeling, West Virginia, where it crossed the Ohio River. In 1822, it was still considered a great event to undertake a journey to Illinois. How would you like to walk across that? On a horse or anything else, or in a wagon or a carriage, and try and cross that from Bluff City to get into Vandalia. Only a trace existed before the road was constructed through the bottomland east of Vandalia. George Flower, Birkbeck's partner in the English settlement in Albion, these are another early settlers in southeastern Illinois. George Flower, Birkbeck's partner in the English settlement in Albion, speaks of the so-called road leading to Vandalia as a track made by men on horseback. Before getting to Vandalia, Flower said there was a low piece of timbered bottomland, wet and swampy, often covered with water, through which every traveler from the south or east had to make his way as best he could, often at the risk of his own life. In 1828, the mile stretch of the bottomland east of the Kaskaskia River was still heavily timbered. It was a tremendous undertaking, clearing the width of the road. The road of the National Road was a 60-foot strip of ground, cleared through the underbrush, the forest trees of such giant size. The roadbed itself was only 30 feet wide in the center of it. Both oxen and horses were used to pull the huge stumps around which chains were fastened. The workers grumbled and it was too much physical exertion, and they felt they were poorly paid. A song or a rhyme has been handed down to describe the wretched condition of the pike. The roads are impassable, hardly jackassable. I think those that travel them should turn out to gravel them. This was written by Mary Birchie in one of her books on Vandalia history.